Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Kao and Karaya. My name is Kao, and
I'm Karaya. What's up, guys?
hey, everybody. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be reading a little bit of Reddit stories for you, and these stories are just crazy, crazy things that we're going to find on the forum called Reddit. And why don't you tell them a little bit more, Karaya?
Well, about the stories that we got up today.
Yeah, just telling your experience. We've been having some crazy, crazy stories.
Yeah. Do you want me to start, or you want to start, or how you?
Sure. How about we tell them about ourselves a little bit first, right? It's the first time they're seeing
that's
us.
so cool. Yeah. Sure. Well, I'm Karaya. My pronouns are she/they. I'm a paraprofessional, and I'm neurodivergent. I have ADHD, and I'm a parent, and I have 2 kids on the spectrum. They're autistic, and I'm in a relationship with a straight man. I know, cliche, but it is what it is.
You heard it, guys. Cliche to be in a relationship with a straight. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that's what I'm sorry. That's what I get. I'm part of the community, and I end up with a man. It is what it is. Love is love.
Love is
guys.
love. Exactly.
Love is love. Exactly.
Literally at the same time, love is love.
And what about you, Cam?
So yeah, my name is Kao, right? Actually, something pretty interesting about both of us is we're actually both from an island called Puerto Rico. If you've heard of it, shout out to you, right?
Wepa.
Yeah, Wepa. Boricua los dos, right? So if you hear this podcast speaking Spanish sometimes, listen, that's what we do. We speak Spanglish, right? It is an island in the United States, so to speak. We'll get into that another day. There's probably going to be a Reddit story. But anyway, about me, right? So my name is Kao, as you already just heard. I'm in IT. I'm a cybersecurity instructor, but I also work with government contracts at night. I also have a kid. She's my stepdaughter. I am engaged as well to a straight woman. I know, boring. As Karaya would say.
Oh, man, I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just kidding. Listen, we're both in very, very good relationships. It's not boring at all. It's just conventionally speaking, right?
Conventionally, it's
all right. So how about we get started? Do you want to get started with the first Reddit story?
Yeah. I love this one. I'm gonna use here my okie dokie, and that I found it today, and it's interesting for saying the least. It's kind of weird. It's very short, but we have a lot. At least I have a lot to say about it.
Okay, let's do it.
And it's a more of an advice than telling than anything. It says, my 26 male fiance and 27 female wants a whole pass before marrying in a month. Let's get this because the title is a little bit weird.
Okay.
It said, so I
quick
imagine...
question. Where does it come from? Does it come from, am I the asshole, or where?
No, it's those relationship advice on Reddit.
Relationship advice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It says, we dated for 5 years and we'll be married next month. She is truly a sweetheart and we both support each other on everything. We both have our occasional arguments, but we always overcome them. A month before our marriage, though, she said that she wants to know if I will be okay with her celebrating her last days before marriage, having sex with other people. I have suspicions of her wanting to have sex with her co-worker in the past, but I'm worried she will use it to do so. I told her no, but she was upset, and she said the relationship is only locked down after marriage. I again told her the whole past isn't happening, but she then slammed the door in my face and went to her room. How do I get her not to use the whole pass? And then they added an update. I confronted her. She tries to convince me to let her use the whole pass, and then we can discuss it in therapy. Oh, Lord. Ended breaking up, and I told our families. They were shocked and disappointed in her.
Okay, so what's the verdict here? What did Reddit say? Reddit say asshole or not?
Of course, everybody's agreeing because, this is a straight relationship. Mm-hmm. He is 26 and she's 27. And a month before, she decides to throw the bomb that she wants to sleep with other people before tying the knot.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
You're in a monogamous relationship.
Exactly, that's the whole
you know,
point. Yeah.
you start as monogamous. None of you are poly or anything.
Exactly.
So she wants, because there's no specification here that he was the one. She said, "Oh, let's both of us do it." No, she's saying her. Her.
Yeah.
That's stupid. I'm sorry.
There's two different kinds of things here, right? So as you said, it's a conventional relationship. That's number one. If it was a poly relationship and they both agreed to it in the beginning, that's a different story, right? That's a completely different story. But as you literally just said too, you said that it's her that wants it and not him, and
Exactly.
he's completely against it. By vocalizing that in the beginning, that should have been enough, right? It should have been just like, oh, this is not something that this person is comfortable with. Maybe this isn't where I belong at this point in time, is what she should be saying. And another key, actually, you go. I'll have another key later on. It's about the therapy that she said. But go ahead. What's your take on this?
Yeah, first of all, I think what he says is that I think she is like keeping an eye on a coworker. I think she just wants the whole pass because there's sexual tension there. She just wants to get over with and release that tension and then getting married to the guy. I think she's delusional. The Lulu is strong in that one.
Yeah.
The Lulu. Like, come on. Like, and then what it messes with me the most is we can touch later in therapy.
That's
the
the
sad
problem.
eyes. Like,
Yeah.
first
That's
of
not
all,
how that goes. Exactly.
Yeah, just take your take because I'm gonna explode here.
Sorry. Yeah. So that's actually what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
So therapy is not like I'm just going to do therapy about it and I'll suffer the consequences before and then after. It doesn't work like that. Therapy is something that you go to not only when you need help, but also sometimes when you just want to get better in something that you're doing, right? It's not a pill that you take and it magically fixes stuff. It's something that if you can avoid, try to avoid it, right? Not that there's anything wrong with therapy. It's excellent. You need it. It's great. And I encourage it, even if there's nothing wrong with you. Not to say that there's something wrong with you, go to therapy. But at the same time, it's not like, let's do this and then we'll just go to therapy about it. It's not a pill. It's not medicine. It's a very different way of seeing things.
And also, she's willing to do getting engaged in a situation which will hurt her fiance, the person
Exactly.
that she says loves
Exactly.
and says therapy. Like, and then you want your partner to go through all that ordeal.
A trauma.
And then,
Yeah.
and then thinking that therapy is that patch that will unite everyone.
Yeah.
Therapy, first of all, if you're in the United States, is expensive.
Exactly.
There's no free healthcare here. I envy you, Europe and Canada. But it is what it is. It's true. Therapy is expensive. Also, why you want to put your partner through that? And also, if you switch sides, will she be happy if he was the one suggesting it and saying, there's this coworker and she knows the coworker and she knows that the coworker, I don't like scoring people because that's dehumanizing people. But let's say that she knows the coworker physically is better looking than her. How would she feel?
Now, even if it wasn't, right? Even if the coworker wasn't physically better looking than her, it's the fact that, let's say the roles were reversed, right? Like you said, it's the fact that now this other person has a physical attraction to that other person. Doesn't matter if they're more attractive, if they're less attractive.
Exactly.
Sometimes
Yep.
if they're less attractive, it might be even worse because then they'll start thinking, what is wrong with me? That they need to seek that somewhere else, right? It's worse.
Yeah. I don't understand if you were poly from the beginning, because
Exactly.
I think this is what's going on. You better tell your partner from the get-go, but don't lie to the person. Say that you're monogamous and that you believe in one person, your mate, let's say for your whole life, and then end up saying, I want to meet other people.
Well,
I want to have sex with other people before
Exactly,
marriage.
yeah.
And now the question is, if she's asking now what's gonna happen later?
Yeah, that's the other point. Like, I don't think it was a poly thing because she literally said, once we're married, it's locked down. So that means she wasn't planning, so to speak, on doing that later. We don't know if that's true. But she's basically saying, oh, once I get married, that's it. We're not going to do it. So that it would be poly if we continue the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
If we had to continue. I think she just wanted to do that. I don't know. I don't think she's ready.
No, I think she didn't want to cheat. She just wanted to have sex with that coworker with no remorse. Like, nothing happened here. He was agreeing to it, so I can do it with no extra feelings and no guilt whatsoever. And then I go back to the old time. But, after that happens, the relationship is not going to be the same because
never.
That person, regardless of gender, you're going to feel insecurities because you're going to say, if you're not monogamous, of course, because his poly is sort of different, what am I lacking? What's going on? Am I'm not a better person in bed? Am I lacking skills and I'm not satisfying my partner? Or women in general, and I'm speaking as an AFAT myself, we women tend to fall in love not even through sex. It's different for
just
us.
Like emotional connection.
It's an emotional connection. So for a woman, most of the time, because there are women that it's okay and whatever, and they do whatever they want to do. But there's for you to sleep. At least the women that I've known in my life that have cheated on their partners have an emotional connection, and the relationship was strange from the get-go. So there was abandonment, this and that, which it doesn't justify cheating at all.
Doesn't.
But women tend to connect emotionally before having sex. And I don't know about you because I'm not a man, but men tend to have mistresses and stuff, and they can have a few, but they said my main women, which I don't agree with it, and people shouldn't do that if everybody's not agreeing to the situation. But men tend to like sleep with other women, but there's no feelings attached. For them, it's like physiologically, you sleep with a person, but then your main woman is the love of your life, and that's the one that you love and supposedly respect, and the others are whatever. There's a saying in Spanish, una catedral y la otra capilla. It means, like one is the main event, and one is the extraordinary and whatever in quotation marks, and the other ones are just,
I feel like we can't like pull them all into like one category, female and male, because I believe that we do have a mix of both. Yes. There might be some men out there that this is what they do, like sure, like you just said, because that is the norm that you see, right? When they portray it in movies and media, it's like, oh, the man did this. But there could be men out there that just catch intense feeling for someone else, and they're like, oh, let me do this. Just like the woman's perspective, there could be a woman that's just, well, you can't say a manizer, like a womanizer, right? But they're just like, hey, I just want to sleep with as many men as I can, right?
Oh, and
then, that we can definitely reverse the roles. So I don't think it's like a man and a woman kind of thing. I think it's just a person kind of thing.
Yeah. Nowadays, I just say, I'm not old-fashioned, but I'm like getting on the old stage, elder millennial.
But that's a good point, because I feel like right now, Gen Z and like everyone, in that kind of, they see things very differently, and we know this because we see things differently from our parents, right? They were more traditional, more stern. We got a lot more lax in that sense. It's now that we're at a level where it's more like a freedom of not choice, because it's not really a choice, but it's more of a freedom of being able to express yourself the way that you actually feel inside. But Gen Z and lower, well, not lower because that would be something else entirely, but Gen Z, at least when they're becoming adults, 18 and up, they view this very differently. They're more in tune with their feelings because we are more in tune with our feelings. They're more expressive because we learn to be more expressive. And we're going to reach a generation eventually that all of this is 100% normal, like going to therapy, like we mentioned, and speaking about feelings. And, growing up in an island, I don't know as a woman, but especially as a man, you could not share your feelings. That wasn't something. You get bullied, You
Oh,
get
yeah.
laughed at. Yeah, even your own parents will be like, hey, just knock it off or whatever. Just suck it up, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like that for women though.
Well, at least for myself, I love my family and all, but going to therapy or like expressing yourself, or even like contemplating the idea of having like more than one boyfriend was frowned upon.
A sin, so to speak.
Yeah, like a sin and whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm the biggest sinner. I'm the black/rainbow
You're,
sheep of the
you're
family.
making God cry, Karaya. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying that, I have broken a lot of the
Costumbres.
those customs in the family. I go to
Customs.
therapy. I've been in the past few years in therapy, which in my
Great.
family, mostly they don't do that. You just tough it up and keep going. And also the partners and whatever, I come to a point in my life that, before I was just stuck with a person. Let's say that I was in the situation or the person that we talk right now. Maybe 20 years ago, I would have said, yeah, sleep with that person. Let's see what's going on. We can get married. But nowadays, at my age, I said, F you.
Okay.
Go away
That makes sense,
and
yeah.
keep on with your life, because now before you stay with your partner, because if you have more than one partner, you will consider WHORE.
Yep. That's definitely
Right?
that's what people say, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, over there in Puerto Rico. So now I don't care. I had girlfriends, boyfriends in the past, but I'm strictly now on a strict relationship. And I don't care anymore what people say, but I will also speak my mind, and I wouldn't accept a situation like the guy exposed. If my fiance right now, if he tells me that he wants to sleep with other women, and should I give him a pass, I would say, well, if you want to do that, I'll be very happy to oblige if you give me the same treatment. If he starts saying, I'm sorry, but you cannot sleep with anyone, I'll say, well, no, then.
It's not
So
it's not, yeah.
No.
There's not equal ground.
Exactly, equal grounds here. So, but I don't see myself in that situation. I am in a monogamous relationship and I'm happy with it. But if it comes a situation like that, I would say no.
Yeah, and it's a tricky
I know.
thing too. Like, let's say, for example, you are poly, right? But so, let's say, for example, down the line, you were to say that, right? You were to say, oh, maybe I want to go into my actual ways of what I wanted to do. How do you bring that up to a person that's not poly, right? In your case, that would be a perfect thing to talk about.
Yeah, knowing my fiance, he's a very one-on-one person. He don't share with it, and he met me. That's another story. But when he met me, I was recently married back in 2006, right? So, but I've been divorced and everything, so we're good. We're just being boyfriend and girlfriend for like 2 years ago. So it's not that I cheated on my ex-husband with him. Trust me, that happened a long time ago. And he met me pregnant, swollen feet, belly, and whatever. And here he is right now, almost 18 years later, and we're together and whatnot. And he loved me and accept me the way I am, with extra weight, because with time, some women get weight. I'm one of them. I've been battling a long time to like reduce it, whatever. And he is so protective of me, like I was a size 0 supermodel going to a catwalk. He just covers me. I'm showing a little bit of cleavage. He fits in my shirt like this, and my skirt goes a little bit up, and he puts it down like nobody's gonna see my baby. And
Celando.
Yeah, and I look at him like, dude, you're like, I'm like a supermodel. Are you crazy? And it's like, no, because for me, you are. And I'm like, oh.
That's a good feeling. Yeah,
Oh,
and
I know.
to be honest, it's never about, well, at least in my opinion, it's never about a physical attraction first, right?
Yeah.
Sure, the first thing you see is like, wow, look at how pretty this person is, look how beautiful this person is. But beautiful isn't actually the right word. It's like, oh, physically, yes, attractive.
Yes.
But what you connect to is not what you see every day.
Yep.
It's what you actually can't see, right?
Exactly.
So essentially, if you're going to live with a person especially, you got to like them. Like, you really have to like them to live with
Oh
them.
my god, trust me. We're
And
not.
you-
We're
and you're not gonna like
together.
everything, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna like everything. That's just a given. You at home, if you're struggling with anything like this, listen, you don't have to like your partner every single day, every single time, because you spend every single day with that person. Sometimes you're gonna get on each other's nerves. It's just gonna happen. But that doesn't mean you don't love them, you know?
Trust
There's
me.
still beauty that attracted you there.
Trust me. I know. We don't live together. We're basically neighbors. I can walk to his apartment, so we are
even
basically 90% of the time together. But then at a certain time, I go back to my apartment. He go back to his. I will make it work.
Yeah,
It is
that's
what
good,
it
though.
is. It is what it is, you know. But it's like
but-
you said, physical attraction, whatever, and relationships. It's just like going back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think goes to that person's mind to ask about that? What drives a person to do that? Does the person think about those repercussions, or do you think it's...
I believe, and we're talking about the person who proposed the idea, right?
Oh yeah.
So I believe that this person had some, and there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that we can't see in a Reddit story. Honestly, it's just a poster giving their side of the story every single time.
Yes.
But I believe it's that the person who proposed this this arrangement, so to speak, just is not ready for an actual committed monogamous relationship, and that's
No.
what I truly believe. And I think she, to a degree, if it's a female, I believe, right?
Yes.
So I believe she does love this person, and maybe she realizes that to a sense, but thinks that she can get the best of both worlds, and it's very wishful thinking, very wishful thinking.
Very wishful.
Right.
But
Yeah. But yeah,
That-
I'd say. So who are we saying if it's the asshole or not? Is it the person who proposed, or is it the person who's recounting this issue?
no, just say that, you know, the one that wanted the free pass is
Yeah, she's definitely.
the a-hole here.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you don't do that. And specifically, you know, it didn't say that she wanted both persons to, like, which I would have found it fair in a way ish. If she would have said, okay, let's us together. You can sleep with other people, I can sleep with other people before marriage, and let's see after doing that if our relationship is sound. Which that's a red flag right there, because
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to do that to make sure that you are happy in a relationship. You shouldn't be, you know, if you're monogamous, there's no reason for you to look for something outside of a relationship before marriage.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
But
no.
you know, the
I don't
other
know.
thing is, I do know. I am not going to call anyone out because they're very private people. I do know a couple of couples that are actually, well, I shouldn't call them couples because they're poly, but a couple of relationships that are actually polyamorous. And recently, one of my friends got out of one of these polyamorous relationships. It didn't work, unfortunately, for this person, but I do see it where it does work. However, in each of the situations which I have been witness to, they usually live together, right? All three or more of the people live together, and this is how they make it work. And sometimes it just doesn't work, right? Sometimes it just can't work. I don't ever see it being just like a carnal thing, just like, oh, let me just do this once and then we can move on with our lives, right? That doesn't scream poly to me, but again, I'm not an expert in what that is.
Yeah, and also, you know, that's like maybe a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people mistake polyamory with this. For example, that I was reading a Facebook post about this guy that says that he was poly, but poly that he had different girlfriends, but those girlfriends couldn't date anyone, only him.
Yeah, so
And
that's
I said,
not-
that's not poly.
Yeah.
That's not
not
poly,
poly.
my man. You just
Hey.
wanna eat from the buffet.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, because they were all, he was describing them all together, and he had every nationality in the book. Like,
Yeah.
there's that. He
Yeah,
wanted
she-
to have
she wa-
the options open. But my man, that's not polyamory. But
Yeah. that just sounds like Sizzlers. Like at that point, that just sounds like Sizzlers.
Oh my God! You know what it remind me? That's very old school Ponderosa.
Oh my God, Ponderosa. Oh my God. So I think they have it here in the States, obviously.
They do.
I believe so. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a United States company. But if you don't know what it is, it's a chain. I think it's from the United States. I'll try to. Let me see if my editing is good. I'll pull it up over here, and you'll see an image pretty soon of it. I guess we'll try that.
I went far back. It's like mentioning Golden Skillet.
Oh my God. And oh my
Golden
God.
That was good, man.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah. Listen,
We're going far on this topic.
Exactly. At this point, I'm just like, wait a second. How old am I actually? No, but seriously.
Did I tell my age by saying those two?
We probably did.
Yeah, I did.
All right. This is a good story, though. I really liked it. How are we on time? We're really good on time.
Okie dokie.
Did you have anything else to say about it?
No, girl. Go to church. Seek the word of the Lord.
Yeah, she needs some kind of help in this
Exercise that vajayjay.
She really does have the demon there.
Exorcism.
All right, so she's definitely the asshole. He's
valid
in his
I'm
thoughts.
sorry, I'm crude, but it is what it is.
No,
Girl,
that's how it is, yeah.
Get a life.
Yep. All right, let me try to find the story that I wanted. Are we ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's crazy too. Nothing about relationship. This one's a little bit more of a ethical dilemma, so to say. All right.
Okay.
It's a pretty long story, and I just want to let everybody know before you start thinking, "Oh, this is fake. This never happened." There is actually proof in pictures, which I will make available to you guys somewhere around the video.
So you have receipts. You have the receipts.
I have the receipts.
Oh.
This tea comes with receipts. Okay.
With honey, lemon, and everything in between. All right.
All right. So this was actually posted in, not in Am I the Hassle. It was posted in Today I Up, right? And we'll bleep that part out. Today I effed up, let's say it. Okay, so Tifu for short. So,
Okay.
here's the title. And it's going to get crazy, okay? Tifu, so today I effed up, by donating $15,041 to a poor community in Bangladesh instead of the $150 donation I intended. All right? We're going to cover it in depth because we have the whole entire post right here.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So this is what happened. This happened in February of last year, but my friends have been telling me I need to post this story online, so here goes nothing. My wife and I, both 31 years old at the time, moved into a new 3-unit apartment building in San Francisco, there in Cali. One of the neighbors is a 70-something-year-old retired veteran. We'll call him Joe. For context, Joe is a white American guy, and he's also a devout Hindu priest. I believe that's what it says. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. One day, I run into Joe in my hallway, and he tells me about this charity that he manages for a community in Bangladesh. I wanted to support my neighbor and the charity, so I asked Joe to send me the GoFundMe link. If you're not familiar with GoFundMe, it's where people just ask for funds, right? It's a very cool place, saves a lot of lives, but also some people use it for some bad things. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right, so the next day at work, I go on the GoFundMe page and donate $150, or so I thought. Moments later, I get a text on my phone warning me of an unusually large transaction on my credit card. I'm confused. I swipe open the text message, and it says I have made a payment of $15,041 to GoFundMe. Immediately, I am sweating. How could I have donated $15,000? I spend the next 10 to 15 minutes retracing my steps, and finally I realize my credit card starts with numbers 4 and 1. It seems that I had accidentally started typing my credit card information while my cursor was still in the donation box. And just like that, $150 became $15.41. Yikes. And there's more. We're halfway done. I call GoFundMe support line in a panic, obviously panicking. And when I finally connect with a human, I explain what happened. They say, in quotes, "No need to worry," he tells me. They will initiate a refund on the transaction, which should process in 3 to 7 business days, and that's a huge relief. But then I asked the agent if the charity will be able to see the donation on the GoFundMe page until it is refunded. And, in quotes again, "What do you mean?" the agent asked me. "What do you mean, what do I mean?" was my response. "Will they be able to see the $15,041 donation?" And the agent responds, "Unfortunately, yes. They will be able to see it until the refund process is complete." I tell him that's a big problem, as the entire GoFundMe had hardly raised that much at that point, and surely they will notice their fundraiser doubling overnight. My plan was to knock on Joe's door the following morning to give him the full story so that he could pass it along to his contacts in Bangladesh. But when I woke up the next morning, I looked at my phone and I saw 40 plus notifications on Facebook. Of course, it's Facebook. Someone had sent me a friend request, had liked many of my old posts, had sent me many messages. Immediately, I was concerned when I saw that the individual messaging me had a Hindu name, but I never could have imagined what I saw when I opened his first message. We're almost done with this. It's going to get juicy. All right? It's getting worse. So first of all, that's super bad as is. It's super bad as is. $15,000 donation. But here's what happened next. The man had sent me a video of himself from Bangladesh, surrounded by dozens of impoverished and hungry people holding bags of food, thanking me by name, Michael, thanking me by name for my generous donation. A big round of applause for Michael. At this point, I've leapt out of my bed and I'm starting pacing. Part of me wants to scream. Part of me wants to crack up laughing. I start swiping through the man's messages, and it's picture after picture after picture of poor Bangladeshis thanking me for my kind donation. Literally hundreds of photos of frail, elderly, disabled, and malnourished individuals holding signs. This is horrible. Holding signs with my name. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. I've uploaded a portion of the video and a few photos for you guys to see right here, and we'll put a link to that. Needless to say, I couldn't live with myself just donating $150 after seeing how the community responded to the $15,000. I decided the least that I could do was add a zero, and so I donated $1,500. Once the original donation was refunded, this is when he did this. The charity host was incredibly gracious and understanding, which is very good, and he explained to me that $1,500 goes very far in Bangladesh for urgent food relief. Here's the charity for the new GoFundMe link if you want to check it out and donate. I'll see if I can donate too, because this whole thing is crazy. And it's about to end. Ultimately, I think the whole experience was a win-win. I helped a great cause, and I got a funny story out of it. And then there's a TLDR, which means too long, didn't read. Some impoverished folks in Bangladesh thought I had sent them $15,000, but it was an accident. I requested a refund for most of it. And there is one edit, which I like to read before we get started. Edit. Many are asking why there is no $1,500 donation listed in the fund's donation history. I donated to an old campaign link for the Shame charity. It is readily findable online if you feel compelled to search for it. So it sounds like a lot of people in the comments were complaining that it was fake, maybe, because they couldn't find the actual donation that he had made, the $1,500, the new one. But they said that it's an old link and they can find it online easy. Probably someone found it, but yeah, that's the end of that. It's crazy. What do you think?
Ay. Holy moly. I don't want to be in that situation. Mm-hmm. It will be very, very hard because I understand that. You know what? Have you converted that to dollars? I can do that real quick.
Do it. How much is it? So he is based in the U.S.
To U.S. All right, I found it. So right now, he donated at first by mistake 15K, right?
15,000 U.S. That's correct. How much is
It
that?
will be Bangladeshi taka. That's how it's called. It will be 1,649,683 Bangladeshi taka. Taka. Okay, sorry for the. I don't know Bangladeshi, so I'm trying here. But that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Anything in the millions is a lot of money. Anything in the millions.
Well, maybe over there, well, 1 million.
I mean, 15K is a lot here, you know. So anywhere else,
That's a down
it should still
payment.
be
That's a down payment.
And some, in
ish.
today's market, in today's market, it's like
no, like back 10 years
That's
ago,
true.
maybe. Yeah.
oh, definitely, yeah, it's
I
crazy.
understand, but you know what it is? Okay, he asked for the refund. He did, right? And then he receives all these videos, and then you see that guilty conscience, like people, like I can just imagine like, let's say for example, this is a Pokemon card, but imagine it says thank you.
I know.
Like, thank you so much for the food, and you're receiving all these messages, and then you feel guilty about it because you canceled it.
Yeah,
You canceled. You just said, okay, you know what, 15,000. I wasn't imagine doing that amount of money. Can you just refund everything? Because 15K is a lot, and in this economy, I cannot splurge that amount. And then you start receiving all these messages and go one after the other and the other. And you're seeing the girl, and you're seeing a little boy, and then you're seeing a baby, and then you see this elderly person, and everybody is thanking you, like, oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate this. And then you start feeling
guilty.
this guilty, bad
Yeah.
on the inside, like in Spanish, trágame tierra, like you want like a giraffe, like put
Really
your
bad.
head, like
Yeah.
Jesus, like should I have done it? But come on, nowadays 15K is a lot, but like the person said that created the GoFundMe, even 1,500 in those third world countries is a lot of money. So 1,500 is a lot. At least it will cover for a month or two, I assume. So it's still good money, 1,500. But
Of course,
but
yeah.
I would feel very bad. I imagine that was the feeling that he had. Like, damn, like
Yeah.
now these people are gonna think that, like,
You're a bad person. Yeah.
you're a bad person. Damn, you did this for us, and all of a sudden you're
Now
gonna
you're
take
taking it back.
all that money out. But
Yeah.
come on, unless you're a millionaire, which millionaires and billionaires are millionaires and billionaires for a reason. They don't donate
Yeah.
to
They
charity.
don't give away. Yeah.
If they donate, it's a minimum amount, and that's
Yeah,
why they
well,
get
they
away
do it
with
for
that.
taxes most
Of
times.
course, of course. So but a normal person like you and I donating 15K. You can bankrupt us, like,
Okay,
come
of course,
on.
of course, yeah.
Like, come on. But at least it was a happy ending at the but not pun intended. But but there was a resolution.
Resolution, yeah, definitely,
It sounds
yeah.
bad. A resolution was a happy ending, but everybody, everything got resolved, and he donated 1,500, which is a lot of money. Either way, even
Yeah,
nowadays for
honestly.
us, it's a lot of money.
That's rent for some people, honestly. Yeah. That's
How
it's honestly
rent
true.
it is. Rent it is around.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm
Oh,
paying.
by the
I'm
way-
almost paying 1,500, and
Let-
I'm not in the greatest area here. You can imagine.
So I think I can share my screen with this new version of our software. So let me try to share the screen so
Sure.
you guys can see a little bit of the pictures.
Yeah.
And let me know if you can't see it. If not, we'll just cut this out. But you should be able to see
Yeah.
this. These are the pictures.
Holy.
There's a
Oh
video. Let's take a
Oh
second
my
to watch
God!
this
No,
video.
you're making me feel now worse.
Okay, here's a video.
Why you do this, KO? Oh my God! They did a video and everything.
There's a video.
Holy.
I'm telling you, it's so bad. It is so bad. I can't hear what they're saying. I,
can't-
don't know if it has volume. Oh, there is volume.
No! Oh no!
Gentlemen from California, USA, California.
Shout out by
Michael,
name.
I would like to give
Shout out
thanks
by
to
name.
Love, the new donor, the very, very young and gentleman, from California, USA, California.
Oh my god.
Michael,
That
I would
video
like-
is his nightmare loop. I'm telling you right now.
That
So-
dude,
It keeps going.
it doesn't matter.
Oh my God.
Thank you, dear Michael, for your kind help. Thank you, dear Mike. Oh my God. You know how guilty I will feel still, even though I donated 1,500.
So here's the
You
crazy
know?
thing. I didn't even want to believe this in the beginning, even with the links. As you guys just heard, I'm in cybersecurity, so I'm very skeptical of these kinds of things. I can't say that word. So I was like, oh, this probably is an AI image, or this is AI generated. But then you see the hands, and they're perfect, and this is how you usually find these things for AI. There's no issues with those hands. These are real images. This is not
Oh
AI
yeah,
generated.
I created an AI picture of myself, and I have 3 eyes. So yeah, I was not a cyclops or something.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh my God.
God.
It's insane. It is crazy, and this is where I got the story from, yeah? Let's stop this share. Jesus. It's just crazy.
I can't. My poor little. No, I can't. Oh my God.
So, let's say this.
I
First
don't
of
want to.
all,
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
It's not that. You know, if you're religious, just by the experience, at least you deserve the first steps to go to heaven, dude. Because
that gets you at least to the gate. At the very least.
Like
you can,
Rainbow-
You
like-
can do an interview.
like Red Bull gives you wings before
Yeah.
you remember that, like, ooh. If you don't gain heaven with this, even with the mishap, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, this
Come
guy.
on, like, come on. At least he donated back. He could have just take everything away and donated 150.
Exactly.
But
And
he's
definitely
like,
not the asshole. Definitely not the
oh
asshole.
no,
No, this guy. This guy's a saint, if anything.
His heart was in a good place.
Oh, yeah,
There's
but
not
that's
a lot,
crazy.
millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah. That's true. Honestly,
Take
this
a
is crazy.
hint. Donate straight to people.
Yeah, and don't do it just for the tax break. Do it to help someone. You know?
Yeah, and don't be asking us mortal people that
Oh my
work 8 to
God,
5 to
yes.
donate for you.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And
Exactly
I'm
what
not
you're
gonna
talking
mention names because I don't want to get involved that they block our channel
They're never
just
gonna say
started. Jesus. But I'm just saying, it's crazy.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
You know, being a good Samaritan and being a person with a good heart, just make sure that your cursor when you're typing is
my
in
God.
a place that it's supposed to be, and make
And how
sure.
do you not review? Right? You're supposed to review at the end. He just literally click.
Yeah, like even I, sometimes I do it. It's part of the ADHD and everything that I double check, triple check everything.
Of course,
maybe
yeah.
maybe it's just me because I have a neurodivergent, but I check every time my address. I check it 1, 2, or 3 times. The amount that I'm like transferring from one account to the other, I double check and triple check because I
Yeah,
know
definitely.
that I'm not gonna say the term that my weird boss gonna just mark something else that was not supposed to. So I have to double check, triple
Yep.
check, or even check 4 times. But I
Oh, yeah,
check.
definitely.
But that's an advice. Just make sure that the amounts are correct when you're gonna donate to. But so you don't get into situations like this that the guilt trip is real.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's probably the worst case scenario. To be honest with you, it's so bad. It is so bad. We're laughing because it's a funny situation to be in. Yes, obviously
But-
it's not funny for the people who are affected, but it's kind of funny over here. And at least he did the right thing. And also, we'll share the link with you guys if you guys want to donate as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be donating later just because I feel so bad about the situation. I'm not even kidding.
May I just started working, so maybe in the
Later
next few
on.
fractures, I have to get back on track. Living in the States is expensive, yo.
It's expensive, guys.
Gosh, Jesus.
It's no joke.
And depending on the city that you live too, and I don't live in a city that is that expensive and still is just kicking in the butt.
Oh no, I live in
cannot
the most
imagine you.
expensive city. The most expensive city in the
I
in the
know
United
you do.
States.
I know
It's
you
too
do.
expensive.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not good, and we don't pay that much compared to a lot, and it's super bad over here.
In Puerto Rico, how's the tax rate over there?
You said the what?
The tax rate over there in PR.
Tax rate? I don't know. They call it evil, ¿verdad?
Yeah,
But
evil.
I don't remember. It's
Oh,
like evil, yeah. It's like El Ivo es de cuánto? It's like 14, I want to say.
I think
Not
it's
sure.
range from the 11 or 12% to 14% of taxes. That's why I told my mom, if you want to buy electronics, buy them over here
Yeah, let's
and
see.
take them over there. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Honestly, also it says
Yeah.
it's 9%, but this might be old. I'm looking it up online real quick, but if anyone wants to tell us,
Yes, still,
definitely let
but
us know.
still, Puerto Rico is one of the territories, including the states, that is one of the highest taxes in the
Yep.
whole nation. So,
That is very true. Yeah,
yeah, unfortunately.
it's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Go ahead and visit it. Be respectful when you do, obviously.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please don't throw your trash
No,
everywhere.
yeah.
Like some people, you know,
And don't do
crazy stuff.
respect the traditions.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And you can embrace them, but don't mock them. We're not a
Exactly.
costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. We're not a costume. Let's say.
It's okay to celebrate. You want to
yeah.
do a Taino dress up? That's fine, but be respectful about it.
Yes.
Let us know that you respect it, right?
Yeah,
And-
they embrace
yeah.
it and not
Exactly.
and also, there are certain charities in the island.
Ooh,
Maybe
yeah.
we can, maybe after we finish editing this, we can find them and maybe link them. But there's certain charities. Sato, I think, is one of them. Is for helping
Save
dogs
Sato.
that are on the
Yep.
street. Yes, and there's one for kids with autism. There's a lot of charities over in Puerto
Ooh,
Rico. Maybe
that's
we
cool.
can add them on the end of the video later. But
Let's do it. I like it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's help everybody. Help everybody needs it nowadays.
Listen,
The
even
world-
a dollar. You know,
The
a
world,
dollar.
the world is a crazy place, and there's some countries that have it worse than others. But let's try to do one step at a time. And if you can, because there are situations,
Definitely.
money-wise, that some people are living paycheck by paycheck and they cannot donate anything. That's okay. But also, if you cannot donate, you can just reply it. You can repost it. You can do so
Sharing
much
is
stuff.
caring.
Do the algorithm the favor and help the people out, and that is great. Just voice it out. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Just getting the word out there is
Oh,
enough.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
I always think about this, right? And I always think, what if everyone, for an actual good cause, everyone in the world were to donate just $1?
One.
That's insane. It's an insane thing to think about. Even half of the world donating $1, even half of the world can change so much.
Yeah, I would
The
say.
problem is just the management.
Yeah, I would say those, not the third world countries because they cannot donate, but those first world countries that can,
Yeah.
if they would do so much good. But the thing is, we're not. I'm not gonna go politic wise. Let's
Yeah.
Let's.
This is a safe space.
Safe space here. So let's just leave it like that. But yeah, if you're belonging to a first world country and you can donate for a person in need or an animal in need or a cause that is legitimate, true to your heart, go for it.
Definitely.
Because there's
And-
a lot of people that need your help, and a lot of times, unfortunately, the countries are not doing the best job. So people like us, we have to create GoFundMe's or other alternatives so we can just reach those goals.
Correct. And it's not about just donating. You can help in so many other ways.
Yes.
When I first got to New York, a little bit of background on me, right? Because as you can probably guess, I'm in New York, most expensive city in the world. I came from PR after the hurricane, no job, no nothing. I had no job. And they didn't count my experience over here. So I had to find a way to actually survive, like many people have to do. And there was this organization that I was able to join, which accepted people that were struggling. And they were very nice to accept me, even though I went over the age limit by 1 year. And now I'm working for that organization. They're NPower. Just so you guys know, NPOWER. If you want free IT education, you can start with Tech Fundamentals if you're under 25 years old, and if you're in an underserved community. It's a very, very, very good program. And I'm not just saying that because I work there. It's a non-profit. They do not get paid for what they do. They rely only on donations. So if you want to donate, you can also do that. But you can also give back by just, if you have any experience in IT, because it is IT training related field, definitely pop by, see what you can offer. A lot of times people need clothes for interviews, suits, ties, shoes, dress shoes, professional clothing for men and women. Definitely see what you could do, right? It's not just about money. Sometimes you have something in your house that you don't need. Guess what? It could go to a good cause. So look it up if you're in the area, and there are many around the United States. So definitely, yeah.
And at least for myself, I just can say that when I moved here, I was alone with my son. My daughter decided to stay in Puerto Rico, and then the hurricane happened. So I was without seeing her for a whole year. And when I moved to my new place, there was a charity, and they helped me. They refurnished. I know it was secondhand, but I appreciate that help so much because they helped me. Like, it was a dining room. I had a sofa, and I have beds for my kids, and they help me so much. And they help people that are in a struggling situation because X, Y, and Z situations that happen in real life. And they were there, and without them, you know, they gave me the head start. And then when everything started falling on its place, then I donated the things that were, you know, given to me. And I said, hey, you know, I can afford now better stuff, but the things are pretty good condition still. Do you think? They checked it out. Mostly of the stuff I could redonate them because I kept them good. The others were, unfortunately, we had to dispose of them because they were in a very bad condition after all that time. But mostly I redonate, and also when I moved back here, I donated 2 bedrooms because the same agency person that helped me with the refurnishing of the first apartment helped me move to my new one, and they didn't charge me anything. You know how much that would have been?
No, yeah.
Like,
that's a really big help.
And like they helped me with the moving. They provided the truck, and they moved all my stuff and to the new place. And you know what? I know it's a church and with religion and whatever, but those people that helped me out, and just gonna give you the link after. They're great, and they help people. It doesn't matter how you identify or if you're attending in this church or not, because I currently do not attend to that church, and they helped me twice already.
That's
so
awesome.
they're very, oh my God, they're great. They're great.
And I'm not religious or anything.
Me too.
I really am not, but that's awesome. And I don't have anything against it. Yeah.
No. I'm not religious in any other way, in any way whatsoever. But they helped me twice, and that's like, I was like, wow.
That's
When
cool.
they did that, yeah, it's amazing. So please, if you can donate, if you know of a church, or if you know of any charities that are giving people to the needy, even with food, if you have extra cans of food in your house that you know that you're not gonna eat, or there are so many ways. If you see a person that is homeless and you know that the person is in a situation and you can provide help, at least, you know, even $1, $2 or $3 nowadays.
Exactly.
I know it's not that much, but come on, you know, just don't be recording people and trying to like get likes. And like, I see a lot of and nothing against the influencers. I know they mean well, but come on, there are stuff.
And I understand.
Some people don't want to show their faces. You know, they're in the lowest point in their lives, and they're dealing with a lot of mental trauma because of the situation. And now you post their face online so everybody can see.
Yeah.
It's just like, just because of likes, I don't know. For me, it's like my stepdaughter will say, that's kind of sus.
Yeah, that's kind of sus. Yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, I feel like there should always be a consent to these kinds of things.
Oh,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
Like, because I do get the other side of it. There are actually good people out there that need the views so they can monetize and give more, right?
I understand.
There are some non-profit channels that do this, and those are good. But if you're doing it just for the fame, just to get the likes, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You know?
Oh yeah, there's this girl. I don't know if you've seen her. I think she's from Venezuela, and
Is it the cook?
Yeah, she cooks for people.
Yep,
And
I've seen her.
that channel I love because she and people, that she's bragging and whatever. That girl was giving food, making food for underrepresented people when other YouTubers or other influencers were doing experiments with food and wasting food.
Yep.
After she started, there was this phenomenon of people doing what she was doing. And now you see these influencers trying to do the right thing. Some of them are now, instead of making these weird mixes, because I saw one that was like totally disgusting. They mixed like a lot of stuff, and there was food flying around. I'm like, come on, there's people around the world that are hungry, and there are resources for everyone, but they're not distributed equally. So
Exactly.
Don't be showing for just views, and for me that's grotesque. I'm sorry, but this girl changed the views. You can even do that. You can give food. You want to give food, but do it the right way. Like I've seen videos, people that buy like 150 boxes on Little Caesars, for example, or burritos, or they go to a food truck and they help a person that have a small business, but they donate that. That it's good. But when you come to like bragging and just for the likes and whatever, that's the part. But like you say, if they're doing it, but because they're monetized, and with that monetization, the donations are more. Oh yeah, that I'm all for it. But just be mindful in how you're gonna do things. And remember, there's a human being.
Exactly.
There's a human being with emotions and everything that comes through it. That is you are showing to the world, and that person deserves the most respect.
Yeah. And also, let's end on a good note, because obviously this is all good information, but I want some good news, right? Let's end on some good news. I have something for you. You might like this. I just found this, so we'll see if it's true or not, but it seems like it is true. Philadelphia just made history by hosting the first ever National Coming Out Pride Parade and Festival in the country. Before I continue, if you are against anything having to do with pride, guess what? This is not the channel for you. All right? We want people that can relate to the content that we do. So,
Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah, we have to be supportive of everything.
Thank you.
So let's continue reading this. It says, over the weekend, the City of Brotherly Love hosted the only parade and festival in the country dedicated to it and inspired by National Coming Out Day, which is celebrated annually on October 11th. I did not know that, so that's pretty cool that I'm finding something out. Called Our Fest, the National Coming Out Parade and Festival. The 3-day celebration, that's huge, 3 days, was all about supporting the LGBTQ+. I'm going to mess that up every single time. I'm not good with letters. Community. The festival came on the heels of Philadelphia already breaking records for the city's largest Pride March and festival in history. In addition to a record-breaking 200-foot rainbow flag. That's a feat. That's cool. The parade featured community organizations, bands, live performances, and more, all putting the spotlight on thriving LGBTQ+, I said it right, community in the region. Why is this good news? And this comes from a page called goodgoodgood.co. I'm going to be pulling from here a lot. Why is this good news? At the time when anti-LGBTQ+ legislation and sentiment is persistent on the news, and amongst those in position of power, celebrations like these are incredibly important for communities to come together and provide a safe, supported, celebratory place for folks to be their truest and most vibrant selves. And I love that. That's cool.
My heart.
That's some good news.
Just grew 3 sizes.
You went anti-Grinch.
Yeah, anti-Grinch. I'm not the mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, oh my God, that's great. I'm so happy, even with the climate, with the LGBTQ plus community that is happening right now. And I don't want to touch base, and I don't want to go into controversy, because I want to keep this very
safe,
happy
so
and safe or whatever. But it's good. And just remember that behind all those people that you think do not deserve to be here, and people, we have to talk to them. Imagine it's your son, your daughter, your nephew, your cousin. You don't know. Even your parents, you don't know. Because back in the day, being part of the LGBTQ plus community was first in the 80s and the 90s, especially in the 80s when the AIDS pandemic started. Everybody started attacking the community, and then in the 90s started getting a little bit better, and now there's a lot of visibility. But now with that visibility comes the attacks. It comes a lot of stuff going on. and it's hard. It's hard, especially me. Of my 4 children, 3 are part of the community.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I have a trans stepson, a lesbian, and my daughter is they them, she they them. So it's hard, raising a kid because you want them to be proud of themselves and be who they are, but also you're scared of what's gonna happen to them or what could happen to them, because unfortunately there's a lot to be done for acceptance and tolerance and respect.
Exactly.
So, there's a long road, and my kids came out to me first before I came out to them.
It's a safe space, definitely. Yeah.
Like, I didn't came out because I didn't want that burden especially on my oldest. I didn't want that burden. That, she will deal with what I dealt for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I never did, and she knew that I had a boyfriend back then, and that was it, right? Until she told me, and I was kind of surprised, and she was afraid that I will take it the wrong way, that I will just disown her. And I said, no, I love you no matter what. And deep down inside of me, I said, oh my God, and I haven't told her yet about me.
That's true.
So I kept myself. I was out and proud outside of the world. Inside my apartment, my mama was straight. Mm-hmm. Until she came out to me first, and then I came out to her like a week after. So
that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. So some people say, "Oh, you're grooming, and your kids are."
No.
Yeah, like seriously, she came out to me before I came out to her, so she knew about after.
And here's the thing, cool. you provided a safe space for that to happen, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't just like, because other people don't, and I can tell you this. There's a lot of people that they have come out to me and said, "Hey, I wanted to let you know." And you probably already noticed, I am this or I am that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I kind of, I don't say I expected, but I kind of like felt that from you. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I just thought that it was, you'll be one of the people to understand. I haven't told my parents and I haven't told this. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, honestly, that's completely fine.
Yeah, like I said, it's respect here. Mm-hmm. Like us. I don't care how a person identifies,
exactly.
What their religious beliefs are, the political. I don't care, as long as you respect me, I respect you.
Yes.
And kindness.
You have to
That's
be kind.
it. Exactly. Like there's a lot of stuff going around in the world, and this division is not helping anyone with all the situations that are going on in this country.
Exactly.
There are more pressuring things to think about rather than why John loves Steven, for example. Yep. And if they're both, like I said, both consenting adults, that's not my problem. What happens behind closed doors is nobody's business. This is your life, and you live your life, whatever you please, as long as I'm not breaking the law.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
As long as I'm not breaking I'm not hurting anybody, why are you worried?
Yep.
Why are you worried?
I think this is a really good place to stop it. We're a little bit over an hour. I guess that's the message for the end of the day. Be kind. Be acceptable of anyone, because you don't know what anyone is going through. You're not in anybody's head. So yeah, I think that's a good wrap up for the first episode. What do you think?
Yes. Love thy neighbor.
Yep. I think there's going to be a lot more of these, so please everybody stay tuned. Again, I was Kao and
Karaya.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you next time, guys. Bye.